I was appointed with the remit to appoint Macmillan nurses because at the time Macmillan were given money to health authorities they wanted to start to expand the Macmillan nurses, and I don't know where they were in the country, but we certainly had none in our area. So we were given this grant, 2 years' wages to pay for 2 nurses. And I thought, well, the easiest thing was I picked a district nurse and a health visitor to do it. And they'd been in post about 6 months, and I can remember they came to me one day, and Mrs. D, I was Mrs. D to all the staff, and no, Mrs. D, this is good, the good service, but relatives had expressed that it would be nice if they had some respite from caring. So we had an empty ward here, which this is the found where you are now. Ward 1, I think it was, Ward 1, and it was a double ward with beds either side. It had been empty for years, and so I went to my boss, and she approached management in the hospital, and got permission after a lot of, it's like when you're trying to get anything out of higher management. After a lot of persuasion, we managed to get, yes, we'll give you half of the ward, and you can develop it into a day unit. So that's what we did, and Macmillan gave us quite encouragement. The local support was magnificent, but we had the hospital behind us. We had their finance, we had their works department, we had the catering, had my staff and then we appointed a volunteer coordinator, Beryl Davies, and the representative for Macmillan was Dilys Palmer. Dilys, and she was a woman. She'd be in her 60s, and her and her husband, she got, I can remember she got paid £25 a month from Macmillan. That was what she got for the work she did, and she worked hard for Willow. And we started asking for volunteers. All the twins that you've met were among the first ones that came. We paid for the sister, Anne Johnson. I appointed again from my district nursing staff because she was just such a gentle person. She was just ideal for it. And everybody, I think it's staff nurse. I think we employed a staff nurse, but everybody else was volunteers. And the police department, there was a policeman had lost his wife to cancer in her 40s. And he was interested, and he organised a pro-am tournament, and he raised 6,800, something like that, and that bought the furniture. We went for Urquhart because I liked Urquhart. It was just so plain and simple, and he furnished the Urquhart furniture in the dining room and the living room and sitting room, which was lovely, and he was a part of it. And the committee came together. There was a Catholic priest. The food all came from the catering department because my office was based here. I was up in the top building, which is now long gone. And the catering department was there, and they did all the meals. Works department, whatever we wanted done, they did all the alterations, so it cost us nothing for that, and just the furniture. And then we got Maureen Brown particularly gave talks to people, the health visitor, and we got people interested. There was my church that I attended had a quest club, and they were interested, and they paid they had a lovely cross made from a woodsmith in Whitton Dilbit, and that was the basis, because the bottom room was a quiet room and also a place for worship if you wanted it. Then we had a treatment room. The next door was a treatment room, and then the sitting room, dining room, kitchen. And then next the kitchen, coming up over, was the hairdressing room and treatment room. We had, they would come in, we start off about 10 patients, I think, daycare. And it was every day, Monday to Friday. And the Macmillan nurses said who they wanted to come. And we had volunteer drivers. And my husband was a driver, he volunteered. I can't remember the names of the others, but some stayed a lot longer than John did. And you go out, bring the patients in every morning, and the always had a drink. The drinks trolley would come round with the hard liquor, not drinks, not coffee and tea, the hard liquor, which was lovely for some. They'd have a bath in this state of the art we thought was the state of the art. We saw what you've got now. But it was our pride and joy, this wonderful bath. And so they'd come in, they'd have a bath, they'd have their hair done. It was all different hobbies set up. They could do whatever they wanted and just enjoy that time with us. And it was really a success. We said we wanted a name, so how, what would we name it? And people were just asked to put suggestions. And one of the ward sisters here, because the health service the hospital still had an old elderly people's ward, and she would judge them. So there was lots of things went in. I'd picked Willow Burn, and I don't know why. I must have seen it somewhere when I was somewhere, and thought, well, it was nice and I liked it, and obviously the committee liked it, so that was chosen.
I came with my mum last year because he'd asked her to come along and give a little talk to you and David about Willow Burn. We had a look round. I thought it was lovely. I'd finished work and was looking for something else, but I think age goes against you. Nobody wanted it, and I thought I would like to do something, because I loved working in a cafe and I love working with people. And I just mentioned to you, need a hand, and filled the form in, and that's it. And I do a Thursday and a Saturday in the cafe. I think the people that come in are lovely. And there's the irregulars that you get in, and you know them, and they always have a chat with you. And everybody that comes in always says either they haven't been before, and a friend has mentioned it and said, "Gee, what a lovely place," or "We didn't know this was here," or "We'll be back." And it's just the customers that you get in are lovely, and everybody's lovely. The staff, everybody's lovely. The nurses, yourselves, everybody's just like caring. That's and it's a lovely place to work. Well, I must admit, people used to say, when I'd finished work and was looking for something else, people said, "Do you not fancy volunteer?" It's going to sound really selfish. I said, "Why volunteer for something that I could get paid for?" I know that sounds awful, but that's, but then I came here and I thought, well, I didn't have anything else. And I just thought, it's really lovely, to the point that it's not that I'm still not looking for a job, where I'm supposed to be mum, but I couldn't do a Thursday and I couldn't do a Saturday, even if I had a paid job, because I don't want to give up Willow Burn. And that's just, I just love it. It's a hard job, and none of us are young, gish, do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of older ones that who are doing it. It is a hard job, especially if you're doing the dishes. But I think when you see people are queuing outside to come in, that just goes to show how popular it is.
Willow Burn Hospice, 35 years of treasuring lives.